tear down. We're not trying to speak ill. We're just trying to administer grace that whatever comes out of our doors are a blessing to our we remove what is corrupting our communication, only speak what is good, all roads will lead to edifying. Your results will be filled with edification to the listener. Where would we be if we could all just do that? If we could all just do that, I'll tell you where we would be. We would be blessed and we would live harmoniously. And we would not have all these problems that we're faced with in our society. And you would know that when your brother or your sister approaches you, that what's coming out of their mouth is not to tear you down, but to build you up and make that relationship stronger. But we don't have that mentality. We believe everything that someone is saying, including that young man, was to tear us down. And in fact, it had nothing to do with tearing him down, but trying to put him on the right path so that he can be not only a blessing to his mother, but be a blessing to himself and be a blessing to the community. Because I'm telling you right now, predicated on his mindset, telling me if anybody touches me, they're going to catch a bullet, I believe between now and then, he will find himself incarcerated. It's inevitable. And I didn't want to tell him that his road is going to lead there, because that would have been speaking it into the atmosphere, because I didn't know the young man. So all I was trying to tell him was, hey man, represent your mother, represent what she has done in your life, and then make some better choices. And I guarantee you that your life will be better. That's what we believe here at ASAW. That's what this message is all about. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Moving forward, all you have to ask yourself whenever you're in a situation, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your loved ones, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your boyfriend, whether it's with your girlfriend, whether it's with your teacher, your job, your professors, whatever is coming out of my mouth in this particular situation, is it destroying or restoring the person that's hearing? God bless you, and may heaven continue to smile upon you. I should have went like this at the end. Forward to it. I look forward to it. I prepare myself because I want to make sure that when you leave here that you have a word that you can talk about and you can go back and forth. And one thing else I bring up, because I heard this last week, sometimes when you're preaching and teaching, sometimes you can be moving so fast and the Holy Spirit is pushing you. And sometimes we get tongue-tied, because I know I do. Sometimes I'm so excited about what the Holy Spirit has given me, and I want you to get it, and I'm excited about it. But if ever there's a time that you hear something that you are unclear or the contents may be off, please feel free to let me know. I am not perfect. I do not have all the answers. Sometimes I have to go back, and sometimes my research may be a little off or may not be according. And sometimes because we've heard things so many times, we already have a conclusion in our mind that when somebody does it, give it a different perspective, we go, wait a minute, that ain't right. And it may be better, might not. I don't know, but please feel free to let me know. And we will get an answer. And I don't have no problem coming back next week and say, last week I said this, and I was a little off, and here's the correction, and we keep moving. That's why I like this show, PTI. PTI on ESPN. At the end, they always go back the errors that they made. And the guy will say, these are the errors that you made, and they go back and correct them. I think it's PTI, it's one of those shows. But at the end of it, they always go back with the errors. And I think that's beautiful, that you can be man enough to go, wait a minute, we made a mistake. You know, they might say something like Ken Griffey Jr. had 682 home runs, and really he had maybe 680 because one was taken back. And they'll just come back and correct it. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with coming back and correcting it or asking for clarity. So with that being said and done, the doors of the church are open. And there's so many people outside waiting to get in. And I wish we had more seats to let all these people in. There's so many people out there. We're going to have to get a speaker outside so the people outside can hear the message. ASAW Community Church is very simple. We have a card that you can fill out if you want to be a member. And it only asks you 2 questions, man. Why do you want to be a member of this church? Because I believe every person should know. Because so many people in churches because their family was there, or it's whatever the reasons are. And I think you ought to know why you want to be a member and what ministry would you like to serve in, because I believe everybody should have a connection to a ministry. You don't have to have five. It's find one. And if we don't have one for you, you keep praying, and eventually that one will come. Also, when it comes to giving at ASAW Community Church, if you're a member, you know what you need to do to make sure that this building, that this church is still a blessing in the community. If you are watching on Facebook, I had somebody tell me the other day, and if you're a member and if you watch this on Facebook, you know that we don't spend a lot of time with offering. We just say, here it is, there's some envelopes, you can go to the ASAW, asawcc.org online and give. But a friend of mine called me and said, I've been watching you on on live every week. And I said, man, that's nice. And I said, hold on for a second. I'm gonna look at the offering sheet. Oh yeah, I didn't see anything. I just want to let you know. And then they said, point taken. I'm like, because all those big ministries they go, you want to keep this ministry on the air, please donate to so and so. And I don't really do that. I just I don't feel it. Today I felt it because there was a story behind it. When they said I watch every week, and I said, well, that's nice. That's a blessing that you watch every week. But it'd be nice if we could get an offering so we can continue what we're doing here in this great city of Villa Rica, the city of gold, because we are expanding ministries. And as I said on Tuesday night, we want to be a blessing to this community. And we now have 3 ministries that we support. We support our own pantry, making sure that we have food for guests that come that may have a need. We also have partnered with the situation in Douglasville, Georgia. So we're just trying to do what God has called us to do as a church, and that's to minister the needs of the people. With that being said, all minds are clear. God, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this time. Thank you for this preached word. Thank you for the listeners, that we may take what was preached and apply it to our lives and move forward to be better examples for you, edifying and encouraging and lifting those up as we come in contact. Bless us now as we depart. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I felt a song coming on. Facebook Live on, is it still on? It's still on?